leader Kim Jong-il ordered his military to develop and launch missiles. His forces worked to put satellites into orbit, and they developed and tested nuclear weapons. The reclusive and erratic leader's weapons programs deeply worried his neighbors and Washington. China, Japan, Russia, and South Korea joined the United States in holding talks with North Korea aimed at curtailing Pyongyang's nuclear ambitions. Despite some progress, North Korea continued testing weapons. Kim Jong-il took power in 1994 upon the death of his father, North Korea's founding ruler, Kim Il-sung. Reliable biographical information about Mr. Kim is scarce. He rarely appeared in public and his voice was seldom broadcast. His image around the world was familiar, short and rotund, with platform shoes and a bouffant hairstyle, perhaps to make him look taller. He also reportedly loved Western films, with a video collection said to contain up to 20,000 tapes and DVDs. Like his father, Kim Jong-il had a military-first approach to government, devoting much of the country's scant resources to its vast army, the world's fifth largest. Kim Jong-il was born in February of 1942. He graduated from university in 1964 and joined the Korean Workers' Party. Over the next 3 decades, the younger Kim dedicated his life to strengthening his father's image. But North Korea's economy faltered after some natural disasters, and the collapse of the Soviet Union ended subsidies. An ensuing famine reportedly killed up to 2 million people in North Korea in the mid-1990s. Bruce Klingner is Senior Research Fellow for Northeast Asia for the Heritage Foundation.
He inherited not only a brutal regime, but a defunct economy. Once the Soviet Union collapsed and North Korea was no longer getting large subsidies, the economy really got even worse. You had a social or capitalist or a communist system where it was inefficient. Electricity didn't work. The agricultural system was a disaster. Everything really was a disaster.
But Klingner says it didn't have to be that way had Mr. Kim not isolated North Korea from the rest of the world.
South Korea, the U.S., and other countries were willing to provide large amounts of not only humanitarian assistance, and at one point North Korea was the largest recipient of U.S. aid in all of Asia. But also, had they been willing to make some economic and political reform, they could have gained a lot of developmental assistance. But that couldn't happen under that kind of regime.
North Korean media called him "dear leader," portraying him as a prodigious general and tireless friend of the people. But abroad, many perceived him as a ruthless dictator who built up North Korea's atomic weapons program while allowing his people to starve.
His legacy will be of an impoverished nation where 1 million or more of his citizens died of starvation and starvation-related diseases in the mid-90s because North Korea was reluctant to allow aid to come into his country. His legacy will be of a brutal regime that used gulags of hundreds of thousands of people languished in concentration camps in his country.
Kim Jong-il is believed to have had 3 sons by 2 women and a daughter by a 3rd. By mid-2009, reports emerged speculating that Mr. Kim's youngest son, Kim Jong-un, shown in this childhood photo, would be his successor. Kim Jong-un, now in his mid-20s, is widely reported to have attended school in Switzerland, but little else is known about the man who might continue North Korea's family dynasty. Robert Raffel, VOA News.